Good day, everyone. My name is Felix Vutela. This is an ecological model for a well-being at Ikala TVET College. I was designing a poster on it, and the first thing that one needs to understand, what is the meaning of well-being? Well-being is the subjective assessment of an individual's functioning mood and also the level of life satisfaction, which together makes up, this essential aspect of the mental health. So the first part that I needed to look into was, the strategic vision of the college, which indicates that the college intends to empower the communities through quality technical vocational education, creating skills artisans and also, professionals to combat the poverty and inequalities. The values of the college, talks about nurturing the joy of learning, promoting, the honest transparency and flexibility, together with encouraging, financial judiciousness and also the personal commitment to quality. So the policies that informs what the college does, and also this, well-being poster that I am referring to in terms of the ecological model, the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, Act 108 of 1996, the Continuing Education and Training Act, number 16 of 2006, White Paper for Post-Schooling Education and Training in 2013, and also the Policy Framework on Realization of Social Inclusion in the Post-Sector Education and Training 2016. The structural support that one needs to look into, is coming from the Deputy Corporate Services, which is the unit that, are the wellness officers beneath it in terms of the structure of the TVET colleges, and also the wellness unit within that division, where we look at, the wellness officer whom we deem as a person that will play a huge role in terms of the support. And also the employee wellness policy, which is a guide on how certain things are supposed to be done. The other part is the social workers that you normally find within the campuses, and they are referred to as the career guidance officers. The student support services, which is under registration services, is what also, informs in terms of the support that is supposed to be, there. The key pathways embedded on education, whiteness, focus on well-being. One needs to look into, what is it that the college needs to do. The first one is to expect the college leadership and strategic visioning, high quality instruction, a safe learning environment, a supportive, compassionate, and also inclusive education context, together with social and emotional competencies. This is what Carter in 2017 and Anderson indicated. Furthermore to that, a strategic promotion of a healthy lifestyle program to develop a social, values, families, and the community partnership, spiritual, and also, a sense of meaning and purpose, together with the monitoring and demonstration of, strength-based approach. This is also indicated by Carter and Anderson, that this is how, an ecological model for well-being is supposed to talk to. And the other part that I felt it would be important for me to look into are the enablers of this whole process that promotes, the well-being and the mental health of our staff members together with students within the college. One is the campus sport committees that are within the campuses, both promoting sport for students and also, staff members. Further to that is the student support services that also plays a huge role in terms of fast-tracking the issue of students participating in extramural activities that will include, sport and arts and culture. And also the wellness officials, the issue of, smoking regulations that must be part of, how we try by all means to combat the issue of the non-wellness of our community in terms of our students and also staff members, e.g., the conversation that normally takes place between, these people will also assist in terms of the health part and also the finances. These are part of the things that talks to the wellness initiatives that the college should embark on in terms of ensuring that the excellence of instructors within the college are what is supposed to be happening. And also the social workers will also play a huge role in terms of being seen as an enablers. Further to that, there will be prayer sessions that must be be held within the campus, just to promote the spiritual connectivity and also the well-being of both students and staff members. The inclusion activities that relates to higher health, that is much more important, because we've got higher health within our colleges as part of the structure that assist in terms of ensuring that our students are well taken care of in terms of their well-being. And also you look at the security of our students. The college needs to ensure that there is a level of safetyness that our students feel when they come within the college. Further to that will be the impactors on how this idea cannot be achieved. So the most important one is the budget restrictions, that colleges do not have enough money to partake in these activities or programs that will advance some of these great ideas to be implemented within our space. A lack of college support groups, that is also an issue, because sometimes when you are having such people that are not directly affected feels that they don't need to partake in such programs wherein certain activities are going to assist. So we at sometimes in a space where we feel there is no support, or there is limited support in how we are supposed to be doing certain things. Further to that will be the time constraints. Well, with considering the academic calendar of the college, it becomes difficult, because it is congested to a point where some of these activities find it difficult to be done by colleges because of the time constraints, because most of the time is more on about academic activities, rather than activities that can enhance academic performance within our students and lecturers. The community strikes that normally takes place within our vicinity, they also impede this process. Student protests, normally they come from students do not receive monies from NSFAS in due time. So that on its own becomes an impactor on how these certain things are supposed to have happened. And also you will look at the finances, that are also some of the reasons why wellness officials we see that certain issues that talks to wellness are not happening the way they are supposed to be happening. Further to that will be these officials not being part of the strategy planning of the college, because some of the things that they feel could be enabling us in terms of achieving the wellness, they are not well addressed, because the people that normally be part of the strategic planning are people that are coming from a strategic level but not from the operational level, which limits now our thinking, because some of these people are not having a proper insight that talks to what is supposed to happen. Further to that will be the issue of the individuals on this part, where now you will look at the coping mechanisms that will assist them in terms of how best they can advocate the issue of their well-being, and also the issue of self-worth. Some of the people feel at times that they are not much are needed in the community, or have that self-doubt in themselves, which at some point limits them to have a proper mental strength on how they should approach certain things. Further to that will be an identity and the purpose that one needs to have in order for them to understand what is it that they are living for, and that if it's something that has been achieved, that individual will be able to say, I am well because I'm working towards what I'm supposed to be doing. So that is one of the things that we need to look into. And also the healthy lifestyle, how do we live as individuals, also have an idea on how we approach certain things. If you are having a healthy lifestyle, obviously you stand a better chance to be not exposed much in terms of the mental strength and the well-being of that individuals. And also the issue of the individual traits and the life skills is also something that impacts on how an individual would think. Further to that would be the issue of the relationship that one needs to have. This relationship must be within, the families, and also, communities, also with, community involvement, and also the personal encounters that people normally have. They also play a huge role on how, one could be well in terms of how they are supposed to be doing certain things. Further to that will be the organization itself. How do we then view the organization? On this part of the organization, we must create, the issue of accessibility. If people are having access to an organization, that will also have a positive impact on how, we are supposed to be having certain things. Further to that will be the support system and, partnerships that one needs to have, both staff and also, our students. That will also impact on how, the well-being of our stakeholder, internal stakeholders would be. So the other part would be the student and the staff bursaries that are available on our college. That will also play a huge role, because remember, if one is having a financial strain, as we indicated in part of the impactors that we were looking at earlier on, now if you are having such amount of money to be able to take care of yourself, obviously that will have a positive impact on how you see certain things. The safe environment is also very much important. When you come on campus, you must feel you are in the space that you are safe, and also not limited to the campus, and you look at, the entire community as well, wherein now you will try and find means of how you are supposed to conduct yourself. So as long as you feel safe, then that will impact on how certain things are supposed to happen. Additionally to that would be, the staff and student induction. Very much important. If you are having, staff members employed, we're not talking about people that are new, but generally, so if you are part of an organization, there has to be induction that is happening almost every year, just to keep people aware of what is happening, similar to students, just for everyone to understand how the college operates, and what are the options that people have in terms of, dealing with certain issues that might hinder them in terms of achieving what they want to achieve. But all of these that I have mentioned will be also linked to the policies as something that, address and pushes, the narrative of, having a proper well-being and the mental, health that is positive within our internal stakeholders. That would be, the employee wellness and health, health and safety policy that talks to staff on how, wellness issues must be addressed within staff, the referrals that one needs to have, and also, participating in sport, inviting external stakeholders to come and advise staff members on certain issues that talks to them or affect them in their daily lives, be it it's a financial issue, be it, it's a health issue. Those kind of things, they impact positively, on staff members, given that the college would be able to do those things. And inclusion policy on students with disability, very much important, because we find our campuses or that are having infrastructure that do not assist in terms of how, students that are living with, physical challenges are able to navigate within the campuses. So basically what we are saying most important part, we must have people that or implement the policy that will accommodate everyone, and with no, discrimination that is supposed to be there. Your SSS policy, which is student support policy, on how, you try and encourage students to disclose areas where they feel they need assistance, be it's a form of the issue of sometimes students will come with disabilities, and somehow they might not be able to disclose, and that will impact on their academic performances. But the policy indicates on how these students are supposed to disclose this policy, so that the college is able to assist. For instance, there are students that, are not easy to, read or write, and in that the policy indicates what is it that the college needs to do in terms of supporting those students. That, an example, when one would look into it, would be a situation where you look at the concessions that we normally apply to the Department of Higher Education, where students that are struggling to write are able to be given an extra time when they are writing examinations. And further to that would be, the smoking policy, Well, smoking is a choice to anyone, but you cannot smoke in public where everyone is in there. So the idea is that the police will dictate where someone is supposed to smoke and will regard those as a smoking areas where you can't just smoke in anywhere in the campus, but there is a designated area where one needs to smoke. So all these kind of indications that we're talking about will impact on how individual things. Will also look at on the part of the institution itself. Further to that will be on the issue of interpersonal skills that an individual needs to have. Ideally, it will impact on a positive way on how an individual can be well, on how certain things are supposed to happen. So this is the idea that can assist in terms of promoting the well-being within the college, and also within the stakeholders in the college. Thank you very much.